What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going? It's Dan here from Cry Noir. I'm here with Rob, and we're playing a little game that we like to call Retro Roulette. When buying retro games here in the UK, there are many different ways to do it, and ideally you want to go to a seller and you want to go there, and if it's expensive you want to open it up and check that it's not fake and a forgery. Now, you don't have to do this for cheap dodgy games because they're more likely to be donor cartridges. However, when you start talking about games that are, fairly rare or knocking on sort of around about £100 and above, you immediately want to start checking into them. Unfortunately, with them being rare, you might not be able to get them at a seller, so you have to go to eBay, and if you're buying from eBay you never know what you're getting. So it always helps to have a little thing called a game bit, one of these things, and you buy games and then you open them up and see if they're legit. So we've got Rob here, and Rob's kindly brought in his copy of Gunstar Heroes. Now this has already been opened and we know that this one is legit. And let's have a look. We'll get the good old PCB out, and that is what we are looking for.
You can sell, it's a proper, genuine PCB. It's got all the correct stamps, the correct markings, the correct ROM on it. What we're looking for on a repro is what's called an EEPROM, or an electronic programmable read-only memory, which is basically a ROM chip that would sit in here but can be flashed with almost any form of data. A common way of counterfeiting these is a fake board or even a genuine board, but with an EEPROM on it that's had the ROM from that game put on it, but isn't as it left the factory. It's a reproduction.
Yeah.
So when you put a cartridge with an EEPROM in it, it will function perfectly fine. The game will work. It will appear on the surface to be a genuine copy. That's what's really insidious about it. The only way to know is to open the cartridge up, but it's generally pretty obvious when it's not the kosher item.
So I mean, sort of the best ways to tell. I'm going to try and get this on the other camera so you can get a decent view of it. So the best way to sort of tell is you can see that it says Sega on the actual chip. That, for starters, is a good thing. I'm almost of the opinion that if they've gone as far as printing a chip and getting Sega written on it, they've kind of done all right to rip me off, because that's a lot of work. That's a lot of hard work, is that? So we're looking for something that looks like that, and this is what we're about to do with my copy of Gunstar Heroes, which I purchased the other day. So you just pop that back in there. So let's get this open live on camera and see if I've been ripped off.
I mean, there are some promising external signs. So
there are lots of things you can look at to sort of see, but again, you don't know when you're buying stuff from eBay. You have no idea when you're buying it from eBay at all. You can just look at the sort of seller's history and see what they're all about, and that can give you a few clues. The number of photos definitely gives you a few clues as well. But having said that, I bought stuff that's only had like one photo on.
Yeah.
Though it's been perfectly fine. You just have to kind of go with your gut instinct. I'm fairly confident with this one, on accounts it comes with manual, and that's always helpful. It's unlikely, it's not impossible, but it's unlikely that somebody would have had an original box of Gunstar Heroes, an original manual, but no cartridge, and then went to the trouble of getting Sonic or something like that, opening it up, putting a REPROM out.
Having the label made up.
Having a label made up, it's possible, but it's not necessarily, it's less likely. So here we go.
And that's a good sign.
That's a good sign straight away. And bing, it's not the same. But that's not necessarily a problem. They both have, if you look at mine, it's got Sega printed on the circuit board and on the thing. So yours is printed there and mine's printed there. So this is odd. So these may very well be. Let's see if we can just get that a little bit closer. Actually, it might be easier on that. Can you focus this? They're not totally the same, but I'm more than happy that they are probably both legit. I would have been much happier if they both were identical, but there's nothing to say that there weren't different runs of this game. So I'm fairly confident that they are both okay.
MPR 15805-F.
Yep.
838200-20.
Yep.
9D7
Yep.
AK.
Yep.
9332 Z04.
Ah, right. So I've got 9334 Z11. So that would imply to me that those
That's
are
a
just
late-
different printed, and
Yeah.
this is probably
That's-
printed slightly
that
later.
might just be a later chip.
So I'm fairly confident that that's legit. In fact, I'm very confident that that's legit. It's got Sega printed on it in 2 separate places, which is always good.
On the chip and on the
chip on
board.
the thing. So yes, so there we go. So that one, I am more than happy. I'm good to go. I'm happy with that one. Next, Gunstar Heroes with manual and everything. We'll try and pop that bad boy open. There we go, with manual. So that was not a cheap game, because it's one of the best on the Mega Drive. As is this. This is quite a rare game. In fact, I would say that this is more of a rare game than Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah.
I would say this is rarer, which is really bizarre because Turtles. I was never aware of this back in the day when I was a kid. I was not aware that this was a thing. I was well aware that there was Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo, but I was not aware that there was any Turtles game on the Mega Drive at all. And it's only as I've got into collecting and stuff like that I found out that there was a Turtles game, and I'm like, why did I not have this as a kid? Why did I not buy this as a kid? Because I would have done. I would have been desperate for this.
Clearly, your parents didn't love you.
Yeah, clearly, I was a neglected child. So here we go. So this again, here we have this in manual. It's all in pretty good condition. Cartridge feels all okay and everything like that, but again, you don't know until you open it up. So let's have a look and see what we're dealing with.
I mean, the feel of the cartridge doesn't often tell you that much. When they're doing repro games, they don't reproduce the cartridge 9 times out of 10. You'll just use a donor cartridge, which will usually be Sonic the Hedgehog or some super common, game that's basically worth nothing, and that becomes the shell, the donor shell. And they're getting pretty good at printing the stick-on labels as well.
It makes it really hard with the later ones as well, because the later ones, the actual quality of the printing on the genuine ones
on the blue
ropey,
label Mega Drive
was pretty ropey.
And a lot of those start to come unstuck anyway, so that doesn't tell you.
I've seen some really poor looking, and I'm confident they're genuine because they're cheap games. No one would be forging those games because they're not worth anything. But you look at the printing on them, and some of them they do look like forgeries.
So you didn't have much money left at that time, though. Bless.
No. I'm quite happy that the cartridge says Konami on it, which is good.
Yeah,
so that means if it is a fake, they've gone to the
trouble of getting a Konami cartridge.
of finding a Konami cartridge as well. So here we go. It's a good-looking sized PCB, and look at that.
Yeah.
That I am happy as Larry with. That is definitely a proper legit copy of Turtles.
That's interesting.
We have like a weird little. And these, I don't know what that's all
We'll
about.
have to do a bit of research into that. I'm not quite sure why it's got a. That's the first time I think I've opened one where I've seen a number printed inside the shell.
Well, when he says printed, you'll be able to see it really well on the camera down here. But when he says printed, there's one that's like embossed in the cartridge, which is there, and then there's another one which is like sort of sprayed on or something. I've never come across that either, but that's an interesting little thing. But yeah, I'm more than happy that that's legit. It has Konami written on it, so it's probably fine. I noticed I spent most of my time looking down and doing that and this. But yeah, so that's good. And this is kind of one of the things when I bought Flink for the Mega Drive, that was a real. That's possibly the sketchiest thing I've ever bought in my entire life. I was pretty convinced I was being ripped off.
Yeah, it was such a good price for that.
It was Flink normally trades for I'd say 120 to maybe 200. I've seen it going for, and I've seen it complete at 180 quid. And the price that I got it for was I got it for 70 quid, and it was up, and he had 2 copies as well. So literally all the alarm bells were ringing. He had 2 copies of a very, very rare game, and he was selling them at a very, very low price.
Yeah, nearly half its normal market price.
So I was like, so that's definitely hello, Puss. Did you get trapped by the curtain? So that was a very much a very sketchy purchase, but we got it, opened it, and it was good to go. So that was definitely a good one.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I do regret not buying the other
the other copy. So there we go. So we are happy. We're good. We have 2 legit games, 2 legit things. So hopefully that's taught you guys a little bit about how to check games. Get yourself a game, bit the dirt cheap, and then have fun. Have at it, as it were.
Absolutely.
Single salute, double salute.
Double salute.
Can you do it together at the same time? 3, 2, 1. Hey.